and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Journey. Community. Oh, in tune. Okay. And the story the parrot told. Let's keep this card there. And there's the other one is silence, which is interesting. I kind of want to put them like that, but it's just even I can't really see if my new setup doesn't allow me to really look that on the screen that well, so I don't know. But we got it in the end, right? Oh yeah, now I know why. Now I know why. Okay, well, again, look at this journey card. 1, 1, 2, 3. That's very, very much a journey. Duh. And the T. And the nose. There you go. Yeah, I feel that you are, of course, I mean, as I just said, we are all on the journey, right? It doesn't matter if you're traveling physically or if you're just sitting in your good old house. I feel that this wants to be looked at as a past. And I feel that this past feels sad, a bit darkish, right? Journey. It's like, you know, yeah, going through or swimming through on whatever, on through whatever. I'm like, it's hard to describe it. It's like being at sea at night. You can't really see anything, right? You just rely on whatever setup you have, right? And this is when there's a silence as well. The silence can become very loud at times as well, right? Because you have when you are just with yourself, it can get very overwhelming, because there are influences that this is your own influence, right? When if you've ever experienced that you spend the day outside, right? You do all your things that you do every day, and it's busy, it's noisy, there's, you know, so much going on. Also with this in tune here, you know, with the market here, which is busy, there's something happening, right? Community, it also seems like that, but then you return home, or you come home, you close the door, it's nighttime and it's silent, and you're completely different. You're completely different compared to what you are when there's a community around, or when you are just surrounded by other energies. It's this typical situation where you're smiling, you know, like this alien, yeah, you know, being all hyped up, and then when the door's closing, you're just sinking into a dark zone. And I don't want to say that this is, you know, happening all the time, but maybe you can just relate to this, that you're, you know, all hyped up and different compared to the silence that surrounds you when you're alone, which might be part of it. If you're alone, then of course it can be daunting, but I feel that there's a reason behind it. You know, there's a reason why this is still depicted as a journey. With this boat at sea, right, and the silence, it feels to me that this journey is a journey you have to do alone. You can't be, you can be surrounded by other energies, but this is a distraction, and you need a journey. You need the silence to discover something within it. And also, you know, with this is a interesting map, right? It's the map that you have at sea when you are when you can't rely on your typical senses like sight. You know, when you are driving, you always rely on your sight. So there's a road that you need to follow. There are signs and whatnot, and when you go places. But at sea, it's different. There's a different guidance system that you need to follow, and this is a spiritual sea, right? It's a spiritual development, and it's just a harnessing yourself, right? And if you are too much within a community, when you are too close, I want to say, to other energies, they impact you, right? With this community card, with the hair that is woven together, it needs to be for your best development and your fullest development. You don't want this to happen too much. Yes, there are always it's a difference between an influence that you see that develops consciously, you know, where you are consciously witnessing something and it impacts you, versus the development that you just discover yourself, and afterwards you discover that there was a connection maybe to a person, right? With this in tune, that you were in tune with someone in the past, right? Then when you look back. But first of all, you need to be, or at least perceive that you are in tune with yourself until you then witness someone else that is similar, or just a part of your soul group, right? Because you don't want the influence of that. Why is that though, right? With the story the parrot told, well, that's obvious. You don't want to repeat, or you don't want this to be too conscious. You want to find something at sea that is deeper than surface level. And surface level would be witnessing it consciously. And I feel that a spiritual development needs to be, in a sea that you can't, where you have a different guidance system, right? It takes me a minute to get the message, but this is like, it's with the ET card. It's, you want to connect to your soul, and the soul is not something that is easily perceivable by everybody, right? First of all, there's your physical vessel, and then there's more, right? There's energy. You can feel it, hear it, smell it, just see it even sometimes as well if you're clairvoyant, you know, but there are other senses as well, and you can make use of them, you know, you can witness them. It's just that I feel that you are on a journey, or that this wants to look at your this moment when you are alone behind a closed door, that might feel uncomfortable at times, because I feel that it could be that if you are witnessing, or it feels more that you are a witness to something when you are in those energies, when you're alone, right? It's like looking at you know, looking at life and all the beautiful, vibrant energies of a party or whatnot, right? And you are witnessing, you're looking at it, but you are not participating in it. If you ever felt like that, where you are in a crowd or maybe even at a festival or whatnot, and you stand there and you just don't feel that you are a part of it. Not at all, right? Even though there's a lot going on, but something is within you that you feel that there's a separation you can't explain. I think that's where you are retreating in this into this darkness within a crowd, even though you are not gone, even though you didn't go physically to your house and, you know, go close the door and whatnot. No, I feel that there's a reason behind it, which is that even though there might be a wish of yours to be in a crowd like that, you have always been an observer, or just outside of it. I want to say at the edge of town, because you have some otherworldly connections that would be lost if you were too immersed in the earthly experience. It's like you came here to witness, but you didn't come here to be too involved, right? You don't want to be too involved. This would distract you from who you really are, and it would pull you in too much. You know, if you were too excited in a setting like that, and too much within it, and then you couldn't perceive all the sublime, the tiny messages, or the I want to say almost the way humans interact. It's almost like when you are not from this planet and you look at this it's a bit like a zoo, isn't it? But it's not that, I personally, I have an issue with the zoos personally, okay? Of course, I've been there throughout my life, but I feel very uncomfortable in a zoo. And I feel that it's just because I feel that we don't have a right to lock in animals like that. And then the whole concept of being there and looking at species, with a tag on the front of the window, and then you read what they are, where they usually come from, where they would be home at. And I feel that this is very, so I'm uncomfortable to say it like that, but I feel that you are if you were too deep in involved in everything, it would just take away your ability to witness, right? But there's the sadness, and the sadness comes from wanting to be involved and wanting to be not just a witness, wanting to experience all of it instead of just watching. Yeah. It's because there's a big difference, You might miss certain things, of course, when you're in the middle of an experience. right? But it's still I'm getting very silent and sad. It's because there's this wish and the sadness, and maybe you couldn't grasp where the sadness comes from. Right? But this is because this is so down to earth, right? This is so simple, and this is so, it's beautiful to witness, and you know that it is precious. But it also comes with so much more, when you see, now suddenly do you see the auras there of them, right, merging, and yeah, it's nice, isn't it? But there's, there's a high and a low, and I feel, yes, you know exactly what it is, but you need to witness it more than you need to experience it. For some reason. It's like, almost like a scientist, making notes of all of this, even though you wish you could just be included somewhere. But I feel that this reading just wants to give you a physical very, I want to say, a physical proof that you are a part of something that is less physical, and therefore you needed to be you need to be on this journey rather than in the middle of it all, even though it hurts. And that, yeah, there's a point of it too, but there's what you don't see just yet, but what is coming to you is your community. So it's technically, you have been around, or maybe even within a certain area and a certain group, but just to witness, and then you take all of this and bring it to your real community, or your real where you really are from and where you really belong to, right? And it's a bit similar, but it's not completely the same, right? So I feel them. Yeah, so you basically, you are observing, you're looking at this, and you don't want to be influenced, or you shouldn't be influenced, and that's why you are being held outside of it, because you can't dig too deep in, then your observations will not be accurate. Or if you are in the middle of it, then everybody else around you will act differently if you are there, right? It's like watching an animal that when an animal thinks they are not being observed, and that leads to the animal behaving in a different way compared to when your gaze is upon the animal. When you are watching the animal, then the animal knows, and then the animal will act differently, and you are not supposed to influence that. Therefore, you are just there to witness. And this is a task, right? Of course, but I feel that the issue for you is, yeah, okay, but where do I go to when where's my community, right? And this is now coming in for you. So the realization of that, right? Because I feel that your observations are now that you can it's different for you now. And I feel that this reading is just here because the sadness is not beneficial for your work. The sadness is something that was maybe not anticipated by the task itself. It's when you witness let's say you witness lions, right? You witness lions in the wild, and you want to become a lion all of a sudden, and it makes you sad because you really want to be a lion. But you are not, because you're at the edge of town and you have got this important work to do, but you are not supposed to become a lion. You are someone else who studies lions. So you can't go there. But it hurts you because you witness them. You know, it's you witness them and you want to be like them, and you want to, it's very tempting, but you know you have bigger things to do, so you must hold yourself somewhere else. And I feel that that's a form of sacrifice that you are having within your work and your purpose, and that was maybe something that you were missing and you were not sure of. But if the confirmation comes in for you like this reading, right, it's supposed to take away your sadness, because what you are doing is more important than belonging. Because after all, it is for the benefit of maybe an endangered species, right? So you must not go there and domesticate them, right? You can't interfere. That's basically the issue here. Yeah. Of course, it's because it's a journey. I mean, I like how it came out. You know, this is the journey. You are, they are connecting the stars, and there are the steps. You're writing down the steps and everything, and you're taking notes and doing all of this. And in the middle is what you didn't see just yet, or what is now coming to you. The realization of there's the belonging. There's something that belongs to you. There's a community. It's not just a lonely work at the edge of town, right? Inspire. Oh, and freedom. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, of course, when you observe lions, you want to be free, right? And task like having something to do like this is not very freeing. But what you don't know, maybe it's inspiring for you to watch what lions are doing, but it is also what you didn't know. What is coming back to you is that you are inspiring too, and you don't see that because you are just you. But what you are doing, no one else could do. No one else could do what you are doing. And you are inspiring, you are motivating, and you are going into a depth that no one could go to. That was in the middle of everything, right? So that's motivation too, and inspiring. And I feel that this was missing for you too. That you thought, oh, it's just. It feels very lonely, and it's just you and your ship in the middle of the ocean, just alone like that. But that's inspiring, right? Look at this ship, going all the distance, just like that. In silence. Who can endure silence these days, right? Endure. And for you, I feel that you like it, And you must admit to yourself that if you were in the middle of it, you would get tired very quickly. And that's because your energy is too strong. You are too strong. If you are too influential, if you were there, in the middle of it. It's like then you become the party. You don't want that, right? When you're really honest with yourself, you don't really want that. You just want to stay at the edge of town. And that's your arrival, right? But it's also an inspiration. Because maybe I feel that they are more also similar like you. Not the same, of course, no one is the same, but, you know, and they are inspired by that, right? Yeah. So, I'm gonna pull an animal for you to wrap it all up. Because we talked about animals, I feel that we should have one on the table at least, right? And we've got a parrot, but yeah. Fish. Oh, beautiful. Okay. The black egg is spiritual. Oh, now I feel inclined to read both of them. Oh God. Yeah, let's do that, right? So, first fish. Fits to the ocean, of course. Restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. Okay. The fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a different approach to this, but I feel that it's very helpful, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. So when in balance, adaptable travels well. When out of balance, distracted changes mind often. Well, that's what I meant, right, with the distraction of being immersed in all of that. And to bring into balance, set a small goal and accomplish it. Yeah, something easy, right? Yeah, and the black egg is a spirit card. That's why I feel it's important that I read this one as well. Because, right, it's from earth to spirit. Speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, or even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself, and what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. Oh, I love that. I love that. It really fits. It wraps it up beautifully, okay? Nothing more to add. Yeah, nothing more to add. Let's see who this reading is for. Pisces, yeah. Fish. There you go. Additional info is in the letter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.